on. There we go. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. There we go. For recording purposes, if I can get your name, please, and your position, please, sir.
Alvin Fiddler, Grand Chief for Nishnawbe Aski Nation.
Fantastic. Sir, first, thank you very much for doing this interview with me. This fund, exactly explain what this is, please.
Well, I think that's something that Gord and his family and the Wenjack family have talked about over the last month or so to see if they can raise some money to begin to address the many challenges that exist up north.
What are those challenges? Because a lot of us hear about it, but we really don't know because we've never experienced it.
I think the one of the things that they want to address is just to begin to look at the impacts that we still see in our communities from the whole residential school experience, the social conditions, especially with our youth and children. I think that's something that they want to see how they can help begin to address those impacts, but also to look at just the living conditions in our communities. Water, for example. I know when Gord and his family travel up to Ogoki Post or Martin Falls in September of last month, that I think they were struck by the fact that the community does not have clean drinking water. So I think that's something that they want to help address as well.
When did Gord and his family first get involved with this, and what were your thoughts when knowing that somebody who was popular across Canada and North America wanted to help?
Well, I know that this is something that Gord and his brother Mike have been aware of for some time now, and the fact that Gord wrote some poems which turned into songs even as far back as 2 years is something that that we're seeing now in the form of Project Secret Path. So it's something that they've been aware of for some time now, and I understand that they reached out to the family sometime this summer to begin to make that connection and to make that trip happen in September.
Is the government doing enough to help?
Well, I think they can be more involved and active in the work that needs to be done, and I know they're reaching out to the community. For example, in Martin Falls, they are working with them now to address the water situation to ensure that the community has access to clean, safe drinking water.
For us as the public, how can we help getting involved with this fund?
I think first of all, it's just to create that awareness, and for the average Joe on the street in downtown Toronto to be aware of what happened in these residential schools. The fact that they were run by churches, sponsored by government for over 100 years, and the fact that over 150,000 kids were forced to attend these residential schools, and we're still seeing those the social impacts in our communities. And if there's a way that they can be involved in supporting the work in any way that they can, I think is something that is so important for all of us to be involved in this work.
And last question, what would you like to see in the future happen?
I think what we hope, and I know this is something that Gord envisions as well with this project, is that all Canadians be educated as to the full history of this country. It's a shared history. It's not just our history as Indigenous peoples. It's a history for this whole country, that every Canadian needs to know Charlie's story. Every Canadian needs to know what happened in these residential schools, and the fact that what we see in the media and in our communities, those are some of the impacts that we're still living in today, and that all of us have an opportunity, I think, for us to be involved in the work to address these issues.
Is there a website we can go to?
I know there's a setting up. I'm not sure if it's up and running now, but there's the Wenjack Downie Fund.com is being set up right now.
Sir, thank you very much for this.
Thank you.